G'day, Scarvig here with a quick update on Atlas. This is due to come out in a few hours. It's patch 4.10.2, and they've touted it as a focused on fixes and balances, and specifically ships the damned issues have been resolved. If you actually want to, there's a survey where you can go and let them know what you think. I have done so. There's a few things that I don't actually use, but you know, things around shield bashes and brass knuckles, I don't really do anything with that. They've changed it so that you can't build the certain things in the free ports. I can understand that from a server point of view. You stop people from basically planting a whole bunch of things that prevent you from building, because it's a free port. Not being able to build on tables, I'm not sure why you were able to build on a table in the first place, but sure. One of the best parts in here is to do with the crafting. Basically, a number of things can now be built or have been moved to different locations, but probably this one here where you can actually build your walls, ceilings, roofs and whatnot inside the smithy. And it means that you can go out, you can collect a crap load of resources, chuck it into the smithy, set 50, 100 floors, ceilings, whatever to be built, and then you can walk away and go and do something else. That one's just fantastic. Things like the repair hammer, I like this one as well, because when I actually go onto my ship, I don't want to have to go and find the necessary resources from the resource box or the smithy on my ship to then be able to build a repair hammer. I can just go to the smithy, choose the repair hammer, and leave all my resources in the one spot, instead of having to constantly juggle them and move them around. So that's pretty good. In terms of this new artillery one, so basically you can buy manned cannons. When you build a cannon, you can spend the gold right there and then to get your crew member to actually fire the cannon for you, instead of having to go off to the free port, recruit another person so that you can actually man the cannon. From a single player point of view, I actually like this. As I read from someone, it's not so good from the server perspective, mainly because it's going to stop people from actually going to the free ports, and so the central hub of the free port becomes less relevant. And it could be that they want people out of the free port, but it will certainly do so. It means that people don't have to go back there. It could be part of their strategy to actually have only beginning players in the free ports, but we'll see how that goes. In terms of explosive barrels, I don't use them, but this also seems to be one of the big sticking points for PvP. Everything that I'm reading about explosive barrels is it's a terrible addition to the game right now. Someone with a common ship can take an explosive barrel loaded ship out there, and you can take down someone with a mythic blueprint ship, because the barrels just tear things to shreds. But I haven't seen it, I haven't used them. Golden Age runes, yeah, that's a thing. Last time I fought fire elementals, they were pretty broken. You could barely damage them. I don't know if they've changed that. Yeah, I'll wait until I actually get up to that to actually see what's going on. Really love this change to do with the ship ammunition container. 30 to 40 meters on the ammo container means you probably should be able to get away with one ammo crate now on a galleon. Whereas beforehand, if you put it dead center, the front and the back, just the very extremities, would actually miss out on the ammo. So with that, you should be able to put an ammo container on the ship and you'll be fine. To be honest, I actually think that ships should just by default come with an ammo container, and just like the resources box, you just plug one on there and it just works. So I don't know, it's good, but they could make that better. Nice that the frames disappear when your ship is destroyed instead of leaving corpses all over the place. And then this I don't really get, right? So they're saying that the ships of the damned should behave normally. The thing is, they're touting this as the ships of the damned patch, but they're not specifying what they've fixed. I think that's a bit of a cop-out. Anyway, various things to do with stuff that shouldn't go on submarines, and that's fine. The most important thing ever, you can now ride a cow. The one thing you never knew you actually wanted to do. And then there's a bunch of warehouse and farmhouse changes. They changed the number of the radiuses, and it all makes sense in terms of what they've done there. It used to be that you collect resources within 500 meters, but you can't build another warehouse within 2 kilometers. They've reduced that restriction by a lot. They should never have had that 2 kilometre restriction in the first place, but I think it should have been flipped on its head. Keep the 2 kilometre restriction, but you pick up resources from within 2 kilometres, or 1 kilometre, or whatever. Make it pick up from further away, because I don't find it picks up from far enough. Weight limits and how you transfer things, so that's all just quality of life. They changed it from using wood and thatch to oil and coal, and it has quite a long time limit. But at the same time now, I've got an island which has coal on it, and I want to collect the coal for making alloy. So they've just traded one resource for another. They do say that they're going to iterate this soon, but still in my mind, this warehouse farmhouse combination, it's like they're developing on the fly, and they haven't really given it a decent amount of thought. Because if you've already planned this and you've given it thought, you would have a clear idea of where you want it to be, and you would implement it in such a way, and then you'd just tweak it. But for them to flip from wood and thatch to coal and oil and specify that they're going to iterate it again soon, it's just like, well, you don't have a plan then, do you? You're just throwing this out there and developing it on the fly. I actually think it's a windmill, right? Farmhouse is a windmill. You've got a wind system in the game already. Use that. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I'll be very interested to jump on later today when this comes out. It's about 5 hours since I actually recorded this that it will actually come out. I will be in the game trying to find out what the changes to the ships of the damned actually are. In my last video, my ships of the damned were stupidly bugged. I was getting dozens of them just spawn in, but they were hulls. They weren't actually ships, and they would just sit there and do nothing. So, yeah, hoping that's something that will be fixed. We'll wait and see. Alright, well, thanks for listening in. Let me know what your thoughts are on the patch. And more importantly, if you have some very strong feelings about this stuff, make sure that you jump onto the forums. There is a link to a survey, and you can let them know what you think of the changes. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.